What up, what up, what up? Welcome to an all-new episode of the Devinwade Show. I am your host, Dev Nasty, a.k.a. Dangerous Dev Nasty, a.k.a. Choke Your Mom Out, a.k.a. Choke Your Pop Out. And today, we got a highly requested special guest. This special guest is actually one of the most interesting human beings, to me personally. And obviously, you guys feel the same because everybody said, bring this man back on. Bring this man back on. Bring this man back on. Oh, yeah, listen, bring this man back on. You know what I'm saying? They want to hear all kind of stories. They want to hear jail stories. They want to hear stabbings. Right. They want to hear shootings. They want to hear murder raps. They want to hear Jay-Z behind the scenes. But we're going to talk to him about an array of subjects because we want to do more of a deep dive and find out more about his opinions on certain stuff. But before we announced that person to the left of me.
Listen, y'all already know what it is. I'm still the people's champ. I told y'all I got the new P's flowing. It's your boy, man. It's priority, Porta, man. You gotta make me my priority or you won't be a priority of mine. Push up P, pull up P, swimming pool P, all that shit. And polygamy P. I'm trying to find out what's this polygamy thing about. Is it really on the rise or not? So that's just my thing right now.
What about pugilist P?
Pugilist? Nah, I don't know. I gotta Google that. I'm gonna have to take that to Webster. Somebody call Webster for me so we can find out what this big word that motherfucker pulled out his ass. But we will go with pure. Don't forget I'm on some pure shit. And I'm waiting for the people to go Google pure so you can see why your boy, what type vibes I'm on with this pure shit. You know what I mean?
You got that glow.
Just don't forget. Yeah, exactly. And don't forget that coke and dope, all that shit was his best when it's pure.
Sit next to him.
It's your girl. It's your girl Walesca D. Y'all already know. And I got a little synopsis. And everybody's disappointed that the kingdom is closed, right? I understand that. But there's only one person allowed in the kingdom, essentially. Hello. And you gotta have the golden ticket. So, with that being said, once you come into this kingdom, you can't come outside the kingdom. So
once you come into the kingdom, you might have a baby too. So just to let y'all know,
if she let you come in the kingdom, regardless of how you look at it, it's an amazing thing.
But you can't leave, so that's it. So that's kind of like, so I gotta find that right person.
New rules for the kingdom.
New rules, new standards. It's your girl Walesca D. Y'all already know.
And listen, man. I asked him if he was pugilist, Porter, because pugilist is a boxer, and I was just. Listen, niggas took away my blackness because I don't like basketball. Niggas said a bunch of shit, and I like boxing. We get into a boxing thing, but with the person next to me, we're talking about, once again, the poet of poets. We're talking about the legendary legend of getting shot, legend of rap, and legend of just standing up for what he believe in. Just saw an old clip of him talking his talk about some wardrobe and things like that was going on.
Infamous clip. Infamous clip.
Oh on a Rockefeller shoot, you know what I mean, for a video shoot, and he always stood his ground. That's why him and Dame Dash is kind of so much the same. But we talking about the man himself, OSCHINO VASQUEZ is back in the motherfucker.
Yo, I can't. You know what's crazy? When that clip happened, wasn't no such thing as social media. I never thought nobody in the world would see it ever.
Was that part of like that backstage whole shit?
No. We just was shooting a video for one of the state property songs. One of the songs, like, and we just was arguing with the people. I never even know somebody was even filming it. Right. But back then, if you filmed it, nobody would see it.
Like, right. We didn't have social media.
One day I'm somewhere, somebody like, I seen you arguing about some clothes. I'm like, what clothes you talking about? By the time they saw it, like 7 years later, I'm like, I forgot. I mean, I said, oh, this shit on tape. Oh my God, man. Right. So yeah, but that's
what was really like going on in that clip?
This what happened in that clip. So I found out that our videos were $250,000, right?
Okay.
And they come out of our budget. I said, I was talking to Dame Dash. I said, so if come out of our budget, why the clothes after the video over we don't get to keep? He said, you should. You don't keep them? I said, no, we paying for it, right? Once he told me that was the green light. I ain't need to know nothing else. So the video shoot, I need all my stuff. But since I wasn't coming back, we was in New York. I said, I need all my stuff now because I'm not coming back. I need all. Because what was happening, the wardrobe was keeping it. I'm talking about at least like $50,000 worth of clothes.
Right.
Brand new. I need my stuff now. I mean, so that was that conversation.
So they was basically trying to make you damn near rent the clothes. It's like what they was about to do.
No, they was doing like we wear them, but we don't know we supposed to keep paying for them.
Yeah, they was making it like a rental, and then they gonna take it back and sell them.
So I was like, oh, all this stuff, mom, I need. Mind you, the top line, throwback jerseys was out back then, the leathers and everything that's out right there was like a bin in the store, basically. Everything in your size.
Is it safe to say that that was like a small example for you as far as like just how important information is and how people get over with information?
Of course, because I mean, at the time you're thinking like this video they got clothes for us. You don't know you're paying for it because I ain't look at it like that at the time.
Right.
I mean, so I said, once I found out that was right. Once I found out, it's over. Once I found out it's over, I ain't trying to hear nothing. I mean, I knew they couldn't tell Dame, because Dame the one told me that. Dame the one that told me that I get this bonds. You know what I mean, so I ended up getting 2 trash bags of clothes. All you know what I mean,
so it was only the wardrobe people that was saying that, or wasn't nobody else that was on your team?
It was just the wardrobe people saying that because they know we ain't really. You gotta remember, we coming from the streets. We don't know nothing about none of this stuff. I mean, we not from a New York person might know. We from Philly streets at that. Like we don't know nothing about nothing.
Yeah, entertainment shit.
I mean, so like I was like just finding out on the fly. I mean, but once I find out something, it's a wrap. You can't tell me now. I need my clothes.
Listen,
I mean, that's it.
One thing about this nigga is when he gets some information, he will utilize the information and get and extract what he's supposed to.
They let me do the argument, then they get the clothes. They benefit off of it.
But the crazy part is that the world will be a better place, like for real. And I know some people not going to like that because some people benefit from people keeping their mouth closed.
Right.
Some people benefit from the scary people who think like, man, if I say something, I might lose something. And people benefit from that. But I think that motherfuckers like you, when you go ahead and say, hey, what's up with that? Nah, hold up. And we got get it right and make the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, as a nigga gonna question everything. Was teaching me some shit that might be too deep for this motherfucking podcast. So I don't even know. Like,
you know what I be thinking? I be thinking that there's one person in the world, right, that know everything, that know why we here, know the reason. It might not even be a human, but somebody knows everything. Right. Because come on, you're not gonna make all this stuff and nobody's here that don't know everything.
It's the all knower. It's the all knower, the all seer.
They just walk past you, probably walk past you in the mall like these niggas don't even know what's going on. Damn. They just know everything, and I just want to know. Let me tell me. I won't tell nobody. I just want to know so bad.
No, he gonna tell me.
People always say, "Yo, I talk to God, and God talk to me." I'm like, did he really talk to you?
Right.
He won't never talk to me. Like, and I've been trying to talk to him for a while. Like, we don't. I mean, I think they just be saying it like they don't mean it like in reality.
Now, do you believe in signs? Like,
for sure I do now. I did before.
So can you look at that as kind of like a form of a higher power talking to you?
You can, but you could be wrong.
But you can still be, but it's a possibility you can be right.
But somebody talk to you, if they talk to you and tell you, like, you can't be wrong with that.
But you believe in signs, so there's a possibility that you can also be right.
But you won't have to believe in signs if they just tell you. We only believe in signs because we're looking for something.
Right.
I mean, but if they just tell you, you're like, all right, I mean, like I can say, all right, this boy needs to change his clothes. I'm going to keep buying deodorant and put on the joint. Instead of just saying, yo, you stink. You need to get some. I mean,
right.
So you mean because you might see people get the deodorant, like, is that for me? I don't know. I mean, the signs you can get mixed, confused.
That's right.
I get that.
If you tell somebody, you mean something that is straight. I mean, what's so hard about just telling somebody like, yo? Imagine if God talked to people that's crazy, like, yo, don't do that again. You're going to hell.
Oh yeah, niggas is stopping. Yeah.
If you do it after that, then you
just deserve it.
The crazy part is that a lot of niggas will still be bitching.
But a lot won't.
A lot of niggas will still complain to God. Like, but God.
But just imagine how many won't though.
I think I think a lot of most people.
Anybody with a common sense. If you say, yo, if you kill this person, you're going to hell.
Yeah, it's just like most people you pull a gun on and say, get on the ground. They get on the ground.
But I'm talking about you by yourself and like you say you were just in the bathroom, like in the shower, and God just like, you kill this person, you're going to hell.
Right.
Clear as day to you. You're like,
right to you. Pop up.
Nigga pop up church.
Nigga pop up like a FaceTime. Nigga pop up like FaceTime, like this. God, hold up, God. I was getting handed some shit.
Listen, the real rap. I know if God's talking to me right now and tell me something, I'm doing it. If you go against that, like, I mean, like, hold on.
But you don't think some people might just think that they going crazy though?
Yeah, like,
I mean, but you can think that.
Yeah.
But if you know you're not crazy. Most people that's crazy don't think they're crazy. So the crazy person still gonna think that I just heard what I heard.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
That's true that you said that.
Who's to say crazy people not crazy? And
a lot of crazy people don't even know they crazy. They don't even believe that
but they might not even be crazy.
Yeah, they might be telling the truth, and we're just making them feel like they're crazy.
We might be crazy.
That's what I'm saying. You might
That's
not
a
never
fact.
know.
We might be the crazy ones.
You look at Islam. You know, the prophet, he said, angel came to God, talked to him. Angel talked to him and told him, like, if I say that, they like, what? Come on,
right.
Dog. You're not.
A lot of hadiths and surahs that just are kind of like maybe like unbelievable and hard to fathom for like the average person.
I just know that anything's possible.
Right.
I mean, anything you can think of is possible. We might can't do it ourselves, but it's possible.
I think we can though. If we gotta allow ourselves to be open enough to do that.
You know what make me think anything possible too with you humans? Like acquired savant. You know what that is? Like
no, what you mean?
Acquired savant. It's like savant is a person that's like super smart, like, but they dumb in other areas. But some people that's not born a savant. Like they might get a head injury. Like one guy got hit with a baseball.
That's a fact.
Become an instance of wake up. One guy couldn't even got hit, was playing catch with his friends. They threw a football. He went to go catch it. Landed in the pool. Hit his head on the bottom of the pool. Woke up and knew how to play the piano.
Yeah, so
He's a pianist now on tour.
So
Wow.
this goes into more shit. Like this is the craziest part. Me and this nigga go down rabbit holes and shit. He's sending me like wild shit. You know what? Like wild shit. Because no, for real, it's something called.
I heard about shit like
it's something called cellular memory, right? It's things that people believe is like locked inside of DNA and things like that.
From your old life.
Because something, yeah, and from old lives or possibly the lives of the people that came before you, saying like everything your dad experienced is actually inside of you. So it would explain more why somebody gets hit in the head with a softball and can now speak French. Because that's not an intellect thing. You actually
had to know it before.
something.
You know it.
Right. You know something that you should not know. How can you read music like he's talking about? It also happens to people who get stuff like heart transplants. They find out the fucking person that they got a heart from knew how to play the piano. Now
And
all
now
of a sudden
can
they
play
do.
the piano.
That shit is fucking
And
mind
nobody
blowing.
talks about it.
Yeah.
The stuff I find so crazy, people don't talk about. I'm like, yo, nobody not talking about this.
I think
talk
they
about
don't
the
talk
dumbest-
about it because I think they're afraid that that information is getting put out there.
Well, guess what? That's why we here. Go ahead.
But my thing is, if you wake up, if you never played the piano your whole life, and you wake up and you can play the piano, not only can you play it, you the best pianist.
Yeah.
That gotta make you think, yo, we don't know nothing. Like, I mean, the piano is complicated. You can't just go to the piano and play it without. You know what I mean, so
That's
Right.
real shit.
And it's not like it's one thing if something happened and you felt like you were playing it by ear, but when you can read the music, that means that's something you have to
Yeah, you
learn
learn-
what
yeah,
the
you learn- yeah, you
symbols
learn-
are.
yeah.
So for you to just be like, I got hit in the head and now I know what all these symbols are, that information was unlocked from somewhere.
And not only that, but just you would think that, right? When you, especially if it's an accident involved that caused this change, you would think that the accident would actually cause more damage, where a person would come out of that and actually have less talent and be less able to do all these difficult things and things that take like certain talent and certain experience. So for a motherfucker to come up out of that shit after an accident and be able to do more amazing shit,
Yeah.
you
But
just
they
like,
say we use 10% of our brain, something like that.
Yeah.
You see, one boy got robbed and he woke up and could do math, knew pi. You know what I mean? All the pies. One black boy got hit with a baseball. He could do. You could name any day. He know what day it was. You could say, all right, 1730 July 5th. He'd say it's Thursday.
Yeah.
When I right on the spot, he's like, I don't know how I could do it. I got hit with a baseball and I woke up like, I mean, so it's like you never know anything possible.
I think if you force your mind to do something, I think, like you said, we only use 10% of our brain.
But just imagine, just think about if you think about the year 1760, December 5th. How the hell can you just automatically know?
You know,
what day that is?
yeah.
That's like some shit that's impossible.
Yeah.
It almost seems like it's impossible.
But we are, like you said before in a dope interview, make sure that y'all go check out the Grief Bully interview with him. It's amazing. But you called human beings wet computers.
We are.
And at the end of the day, that means all of that information is definitely stored into your
And
head.
everything is fake. Like, you know, we love somebody, all right, we love them, but like, it don't really mean nothing.
You talking about chemical shit?
Yeah, chemical, like your chemical, you love them because like whatever that person do to make you your reaction. But like for real, like, in the scheme of things, it's like it don't really mean. It means something to us right now. But like, just think about it. Like,
What you call? Does that mean that it's fake though? Is that the right word?
No, it's fake in the over. If you look at it from the bigger picture,
Uh-huh.
it's real to us. And of course, we feel it. I mean, but like, think about it. Like, you love somebody because of what, the way they look, or what? I mean, what?
So check this out. The reason why I really wanted to have back on this show is most of the time if O goes onto a platform, he's going to tell stories about the stuff that he went through in his life, which is crazy, that the things that he survived, juvie, adult prison, all of that stuff. But the more that I talked to this person, I saw that this dude really is way more worldly than that. The things that he thinks about, and it was weird when I watch his interviews, I'm like, I'm way more like this person. If if people just observed, right? And they're like, oh, this dude is a street dude. And this dude is completely the opposite. He's not a street dude. But when I saw the way that he thought about stuff, the way he processed information, and the way he was able to multi-layer think and observe multiple things at once, that's why I wanted him to come here and start talking about some of this stuff, because I know that you might be in surroundings where you don't really get to talk to people about this type of stuff.
Only reason I'm a street person because that's what I was forced to be a street person. I wasn't meant to be a street person. I mean, but I didn't know. I mean, because all I knew was the streets. I mean, and it's so crazy. Like, I never went to high school before my whole life. Not ninth grade, none of that. Never went. So I never know if I was smart or not. I just knew I was crafty and know how to. I was breaking stores real. Like, I just knew how to steal cars. I just knew how to do everything real good. And I was like famous in my neighborhood for it. But when I finally took my GED when I was 16, I think it was like 7,000 people took it. I got the second highest score, right? And they made a big deal about it. And I'm like, it seemed easy to me. You know, GED was it's kind of basic stuff, but I never went to school. And I mean, so, and they's like, yo, you can be anything you want. I'm like, yeah, and that's the first time somebody told me I could be anything I want. Like, can I be anything I want? Like, because I'm telling you, in my head, I thought I can get a big robbery. I mean, stunt for a couple summers and probably be dead or locked up. And I was accepted it because that's what everybody did where I'm from, my neighborhood. You know? Right. But you start having these crazy thoughts, but there's nobody to tell.
Yeah.
You mean?
I personally think the reason why some people don't, you ask like all these amazing things and some people just don't talk about them is because sometimes I think they can't, I'm not trying to call people, it's not that people are dumb, it's that they're average intelligence. And they can't hold on to the information or understand what was happening with, let's say, tell him a little bit about something that he brought up to me. This is not even going where I thought it was going. The beetle wings in the levitation.
You see when I sent it to you, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I seen it.
It's anti-gravity right there. It's showing you, like, I mean, how you can stop gravity. God give you little hints and stuff, and like in nature, you just copy it. You know what I mean? So, but like nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about the water, the guy with the car that ran off water.
But tell them about the beetle wings first. Just because a lot of our people go and watch shit afterwards.
It was a Russian boy. He studied insects. I mean, and he noticed how beetles could levitate. So he said, I wonder how they levitate. So he took their wings off, glued them to a platform, and the platform would levitate. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, but it defied gravity. I'm talking about he's going like hundreds of miles per hour in the sky on a platform in the 70s, 60s, 70s. Nobody talks about it at all. It's right on YouTube. You know what I mean? And I'm looking like, how they don't talk about this? But the right now, the gas prices, what? Everybody talking about gas prices. A guy made a car that ran off water that's going 120 miles per hour. I mean, any water, bad water, salt water, any water. I mean, nobody talk. I'm like, this information is right there. Nobody talks about it. It's like, it don't exist. I mean, it's like this.
Do you think it's a thing where like really like some of this information that can be actually beneficial to us, the people of the world? Do you think it gets shunned, like in like almost blocked?
I mean, it didn't get blocked if you got to know what to look for, but. They killed the guy with the water. You know, you stopping gas money now. We can't have that. They killed him. Right. From the rip. I mean, took his little stuff so you can't make it. I mean, they starting to try to make it now. But like, of course, if it mess with people, the powers that be money, they're gonna stop it. I mean, but it's still information for you to know individually. Like reincarnation is something that I was looking at real bad for like 4 years. Like I'm talking about, because there's so much proof that it's reincarnation. There's so much proof, but nobody talks about it. You can talk about religion all you want. It's really hard to prove religion. And I never see what religion is wrong because I don't know. But reincarnation you can prove. If somebody come back and they know you, they know everything about your house and never been in your, they know everything about you my husband, and it's a little girl that's 5. Like, I mean, what do you say to that?
So when you say reincarnation, just because I like to be specific, we're not talking about somebody faking their death. We're talking about coming back from being dead.
And listen, it's the University of Virginia that do studies on it, and they like real hard. It's hard to get past them. They don't. It's like not a game. They take it serious. They got like 5,000 cases of it. They can't explain. People know everything. I mean, stuff they never even saw. No, I mean, that's why I'm like,
it's motherfuckers that hold on. It's motherfuckers that find themselves in like photos.
Yeah.
Like a motherfucker would be like, I'm telling you, I was in Germany in this war. My battalion was the something, and they can describe who they were and do enough research to be like, this is.
I got one better than that. You know the movie Gone with the Wind?
Yes.
The director of Gone with the Wind. You know, he died before he got the Oscar. He won an Oscar, but he died before it. The little boy kept saying, Mom, I write movies. She's like, yeah, whatever. Like, right. He finally saw them. I wrote this movie. He started telling her everything about it. They gave him the Oscar. They gave him the Oscar that he didn't get because he died before it, and gave him the Oscar. The little boy, he like 7 years old.
Hold on.
So that might have been. Wait. Basically saying that was him.
His mom kept saying, well, what movies did you write? He couldn't remember the name. We heard it. He's like, Mom, this is the movie I wrote. Mind you, they said the boy died. He told his mom how he died. One little kid was like 4 years old. Every week, time to go to school, he got to have a suit on and his little briefcase. He wasn't wearing no book bag. It's like, then one day, he's like, told his mom, like, Mom, come on, you know I died. I fell off the roof. Like, Mom, what? Like, you died. He told him, my name was such and such. Everything. They looked it up. It was all matched out. Little white guy.
You know how that would fuck you? But you know how that would fuck you up if your kid told you something like that and then you went and looked up this person and you saw a real motherfucker that why would he even know like this kind of story?
So do you believe in like the palm readers? Like, do you believe?
No, I believe it. For me, it's hard to make me believe anything. I mean,
but like witchcraft, like demonic stuff.
I mean, I think everything's possible, but I just don't know. Like, I mean, it could be possible, but
you like to see factual stuff. You like to see that you can see some proof.
Like the little white boy, he said, Mom, I was black and I was living in Chicago. I died in a fire in a hotel. Mind you, he didn't even in that state.
Right.
Shouldn't anybody look that up and just see that it's a fact that he died?
His mom looked it up because she was. Mind if some kids say that, you're not going to even look it up.
Yeah, especially if it's a
But
kid
she
that's
looked
like
it up.
5 years old.
He said, "Mama, I was
The
black. I
mom
was
could
black."
be in on it though. You know, there's scams out there that people
But,
use
but,
for
see,
publicity.
but see, when you got kids, like I got kids, when you see a little kid, interview a kid 5, you can't really give him no script.
But they're very
can't
aware.
blame
So
kids.
no. But with kids at that age, and it's funny that you say that they're so prone to
But my
like
thing is this,
they
though.
can sit there and tell you, like you said, that kid can sit there and tell you, like, hey, I was born this day. Da 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 da. I feel like kids see things and they
Let me ask you,
really
but
are
this is the
more.
thing. You know, like it's a saying. Of black people, I don't know if you heard the saying before. This kid been here before.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
That's a saying.
Yeah.
But really, where did that saying come from? You've been here before. You know what I mean? And if you got kids, like my son, 4 months old in my car, I'm in a Corvette with a baby seat turned the other way. He's trying to get his bottle. I'm like, yo, we gotta wait a minute. I give him the bottle. He's mad and just threw it. And that's the first thing I thought about. How the fuck do he know to be mad? How do he know to be mad? He can't even talk or nothing. How do he know to be mad? I mean, I like it. It's some. You had to be. Mind you, you can have 2, 3 kids live in the same house, same mom and dad. They all act totally different.
Right.
Like different stuff. It's like you had to be. Something got to be either pre-programmed in you or
Yeah,
not.
so I argued with somebody last night about that because they tried to blame every single thing that a person does on their family or upbringing. Like definitely,
It does have an effect.
It has
on
an
you,
effect, but it's
if you got
not-
a strong personality. I mean, it can affect you if your personality not strong enough and get what you like to do not strong enough. It can make you like, I'm going over here. I mean, but like
From my experience with working with children for over a decade, you know, and having my CDA in the whole early childhood development thing, like I definitely can attest to that I've seen toddlers and almost like damn near still in the infant stage where they'll really like know so many, like they'll know colors, they'll know like animals, they'll know shit that the average child at that age don't know. They not even supposed to know. And you be like, yo, like, hold up, what the fuck? And now when you mentioning like a person possibly being here before, right? And coming back in like a new life form, right? It's crazy
sense.
because it makes sense. Because
Yo.
I've seen babies point out some shit that they be like, you be like, what's these colors? The teacher would tell you like,
But
yo,
people
you know.
underestimate how smart babies really are. Like when a parent really focuses on their child and teaches them certain things and gives them that attention that they're not usually getting, let's say in school, then I do believe that babies can.
I can agree to that, but think about
But you have
somebody
a
like
retarded
you know GB's grandson. You ever see how far,
Intellectual, like,
but
he
like
pays
he's 5
attention.
years old and he's completely a grown man. The way he talk, his interest, he don't fuck with no toy. The way he talk to you, even if he's sitting right here, he gonna be like, "What's up, Oschino? How you, bro?" And like sit down and just be like, "Oh,
You
what
really
y'all
don't
doing?"
think that his environment like made him that way?
it could be that.
It definitely could be that, but even from them, they just said there's certain things you saw, and and I like to try to meet somewhere in the middle with stuff, right? So it'll be like with my family, right? If I'm brought up in a certain house, and a person, if I conduct myself a certain way, right? Motherfuckers won't know. Oh yeah, in Dev crib, his mom was on crack. This was going on in his house. He from Camden. He from there because I'm still who I am. Then the person right next to me might end up in all types of shit. We all raised together. You know what I'm saying? If we raised in the same house, but 2 of them is in prison for murder right now, and I'm out here. It's really something about the fact that I was who I like. When Jay said,
before you knew.
you was who you was before you got here. I really
That's
believe
how
it's
I
a
am.
real
That's how I
thing,
am.
yo.
I definitely,
You ever like my drawing? I never went to school to know how to draw.
Perfect.
I'm like, I think everybody could do it. When I
Right.
found my mom got locked up as a kid, I'm like, and I could draw people's faces, and like, how you could? I thought it was a big deal. I'm like, it's a big deal. Like, you can't do this too.
Right.
Like, no, I can't do this. And I'm like, why the fuck I not do this? Like, I mean, and I never knew how I could do. Even to this day, it's like it just came. It just, mind you, when I start drawing again, I ain't drawing 9 years. I mean, I couldn't think of how to get money with it, so I just threw the shit in the trash.
It's crazy because I took exactly that long 9-year hiatus
listen,
from drawing.
it's
Same
real,
thing.
bro. Some of these babies, what I'm telling you is from my experience, right? And I get what Monica's
No,
saying.
because she's definitely right. Because for sure, environment affects you for sure.
No, she
Watch
definitely
every
knows.
movie you make and repeat everything
She
that you
definitely,
say.
she definitely on point. That don't get it fucked
But
up.
you can put it like this. Not to cut you off, you can put it like
No,
this.
go ahead.
However you are, your environment might affect you, but how strong you are into who you are before you came here, it's probably say how much your environment affects you. I mean, like, it puts you this way. Like, I never smoked weed before. Like, my house, not smoking weed, not smoking no drugs, like, it's retarded. Like, you, how the fuck
To
you
be
don't do
around
drugs?
that
So the
much.
only reason I
Right.
would agree with you guys on this is because I believe in like the generational curses of things that's spiritual that
I don't
can
believe
be
in that.
passed down. That's crazy.
I mean, I believe, Monica, I believe what you said because I know that there are parents out there, right, that's super just aggressive, and that's like a priority to them to make sure that their child is learning as ASAP as possible. But what I did want to say is, as far as according to that, certain situations I've seen, right, is where like a baby, where like, or an infant, almost toddler, right, where everybody else that his age in that fucking same predicament and environment for the last 9 years, all they do is goo goo gaga. They not at no stage to really like talk and do other shit. And then you have some baby that comes and says, brown, blue, green, yellow. You like,
Crazy.
hold
Like,
up.
My little sister,
It's different.
she was in the first grade, I was in the second grade. She was so smart, they said she can't be in first grade. She was in my grade, and I'm
Right.
like, yo, I'm trying to get to the third grade. Like, can I get skipped out? I'm trying,
Right.
I mean, but
I
like,
skipped the grade too.
I mean, like, so you, I mean, I never heard nobody not having to go. You can't go to first grade because you're
Right.
too smart for first grade. You know what I mean, mind you, we in foster house. We in the foster home though. Like, I mean, like,
I'm like you, nigga. I wanted to get skipped. Only thing I got skipped on was getting skipped.
I didn't know. I didn't know it was a
Smart
skip,
as
you know?
hell. I'm smart as shit out here. Y'all skipping the shit out of me. Like, fuck y'all.
Yeah. But see,
Crazy.
school, you know, the hood school really don't count back in the day. Like now, you didn't know what school meant. You know what I mean? Back in the day, I didn't know what school meant.
Right.
I just, you know, because everybody sold drugs, everybody do crime to get money. Everybody live off crime back then. Where I'm
right.
from, nobody.
Except me. Other
job-
niggas
a job
was
wasn't
doing
even
it.
in it. Like I remember they had something called a filler job. If you was like 16, I think 14 and up, you can get a filler job. $65 a week, but you need a parent to sign for it. I couldn't get nobody to sign for it, right? So all my homies get they $65 to be tight. Every Friday get $65, I was tight. Like, I mean, like back then I was like, it's like a lot.
So did you tell niggas your 65 is now mine?
No, I was too little. I was little.
about-
All the people I hang with was older than me.
Okay.
So I could never beat nobody really in fighting. They all could beat me. You know what I mean? So I had to think of other ways. You know what I mean? Because I was out in the streets as a young age. You know what I mean? So even when I went to adult prison, I was only 16. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, we had classes on how not to get raped. So I'm like, oh, they raped you? Like,
You was like, hold on. When you was in that class, did you study, nigga?
No, I started
did
with
you
the
take
jump
it
lift weight.
serious?
Hold on, wait. Can we?
Wait.
Our fans at home might need this. Can you tell us one of the ways
One of the ways,
to
yeah.
not get raped, please?
Yeah.
don't, when you wash your face with soap, don't do both sides. Do one side.
So if the soap get in your eyes, you can still see.
Yeah.
That
one
makes
side,
sense.
Do one side.
Okay.
Don't
That
take
makes
candy
sense.
from nobody. You know what I mean?
Oh, so explain that.
Like, if somebody offer you candy or something, don't take it.
What if you come back from
Because
what
it's
if listen?
sex.
What if you
Expect
come?
something back.
Oh, Skino, what if you
wow.
come back from? What if you come back from jail? This is perfect going where we're going, right? Because we got some other shit we want to talk about. But what if you come back from jail and there's a Snicker on your pillow?
Can't take it. They got that-
But you hungry?
Listen though,
You got a sweet tooth.
this. Right now,
You
we
got
go
a
state.
sweet tooth,
The
though.
PA right now, if you go state, you gotta go through Camp Hill. They give you a tape showing you don't take candy from nobody. Not even the guard. The guards rape people too.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Hold on, wait. So explain for the people that might be on their way that don't want to end up there,
Yeah.
and for the niggas that's like me that's never
They say,
going.
no, you can't take nothing because if you take something, they expect something back. They might not say it right away. They wait. Like, yo, they wait till they know you don't got it.
Right.
Give it back to them. Then they say, oh, yo, that candy bar. You don't got the candy bar? You got something else that's sweet then?
Come on, God.
Nah, real. No. He's no.
That's how it goes. That's real life.
And the Snickers is a big deal, so that's why we use Snickers as an example because it's like food and the cost that Snickers
I thought
costs
you was
out
gonna say
here.
because it looked like dicks or something like
no,
that.
no, They would want the payday
They
because they
might do
got
something like
nuts.
this.
What would the consequences be if you
Sex.
did-
You
Sex.
get
No, I'm
you get
talking
raped.
about Fight it.
You can fight, but you might.
They beat you
Let
up,
me say something. It's guys that been in there lifting weights since the 70s. I mean, that you can't, like, you got to kill them or whatever.
Or
But-
choke them out.
So what they do is they might say, oh, you can't call your mom? I'll call her for you. I mean, dude, they be nice to you. I mean, they wait to a guy that they know they can do it to, of course. But, like, if you're a new guy, you're young or whatever, they be nice to you. Then after that, they're like, yo, you know you owe me.
And so how do you tell the difference sometimes between the person that was like a nigga that was genuinely
Ain't no
looking
genuine.
out for
If he
you?
ain't from your hood, you know him, ain't no genuine.
So listen, while we here, right? While we here, right? We here right now, right? And y'all know I've been on like a whole, y'all know I'm in school for etiquettes. I go to the etiquette.
So you learn about the spoons and the forks and all that stuff like
I'm
that?
just learning all kinds of etiquettes. Etiquette Elite Academy, right? It's just they teaching me about all different kinds of etiquette, even fucking jail etiquettes. Ain't that
I
something?
don't think they would know jail etiquette.
No, but no, they got people that went to jail and
what state?
staff. You right because it might be
Every state got different.
Now
etiquette.
you right. but I do want to ask you because I know you familiar with jail, right?
Yeah.
And we know etiquettes. There's etiquettes in jail, right?
Right.
Okay, so I've noticed it, right? I've noticed it, and it's the reason why I want to mention this. I want to talk about it because I've noticed how we operate in there from how we operate on the outside, right? So I want to talk about a certain jail etiquette that is heavy in jail. And I want to talk about it on the streets, because on the streets, I don't think civilians respect it, right?
It's so crazy. Shorty said, yo, she's like, yo, you're not in jail no more. Like sometimes when I like take a shower, I wash my drawers out sometimes.
Yeah. You
She's like, yo, you're not in jail no more.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, it's just a habit. It's just a habit. Like, I mean,
Right.
If you take my drawers, just wash them like real quick. I mean, she's like, you gotta, why you wash your drawers? You're not in jail. It's like, it's crazy. Like, it's some stuff
Listen,
is just stick with you.
What type of situation, right? And I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking you this. I'll share it with the gang. What type of situation will it cause, right? When you're in jail and you're about to bust down on your dinner, your lunch, you in the mess hall, you in the line, you back in your pot, wherever the fuck you at, you hooking your hookup up back in your unit, whatever, and a motherfucker go to grab something or go to reach for something, and his whole arm just goes directly over your tray. His whole hand all over.
Unless it's your man, you can't do that. I mean, you can't do that. You can't. I mean, see, really in prison, you can't even pee standing up. You got to put it in one knee and pee. I mean,
Yeah.
Hold on. What?
you can't pee standing up. Like if you in a cell, you got to pee. You got to put it on one knee. I mean, 'cause you splash. You got to. I mean,
A lot of motherfuckers, for real, to be honest, because cells, we live in a cell. We shit, piss, sleep, everything in the cell. So a lot of motherfuckers require, like, if you got gas,
you got in the toilet. You got to go
you
to the toilet
got
and flush
gas, you got to sit like you about to shit.
in the toilet and then
To fart.
flush it. Yep.
You got to sit like you about to shit to fart. Because they believe that if you courtesy flush, that the motherfuckers smell and everything.
The state prisons, that shit suck the world down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you got. I mean, our snoring. Like, first thing I ask a nigga, you snore? You snore, we can't be cellies.
Right. It's a thing. Now look, so my thing is this. I asked you that because now on the street, since you've been home as a civilian, right? Your new life. We done with the old shit, right? Fuck all that. That was for the birds. That shit whack. I'm just letting y'all know. But our new life, have you ever been out and noticed that, like, in the civilian world, in the regular world, certain etiquettes aren't, like, taken as serious as, like, where we may have, like, the food shit. I just know
not took serious in the real
I just
world.
know I've been out places where motherfuckers just reaching all over my food. It could be lint dropping on your salmon. It could be just whatever. If they had dirt on their shit, it's just dropping all on your mashed potatoes. And I'd be like, yo, they would have got stabbed
I mean, it's just a
in
different
prison
world.
for this.
It's a different world. And
Like, because you just don't do certain shit.
Sometimes you can be in jail so long that you can't cut it off. I mean, so that's why a lot of times people come home, they like kill their girlfriends or, I mean, because they like, in jail, you can't let nothing slide. Nothing. Even if you want to let it slide, you can't let it slide. I mean, you got to do something about everything.
That's
I mean,
real.
So you might be arguing with your girl, like, I can't let it slide. You know what I mean? Like, this your girl. You forget that, like, this your girl. Like, I mean, so, like, jail shit, you got to learn how to cut that shit off. You got people around you, like, you got to cut that. You can't do that. I mean, because if you in jail too long, that shit become you. You don't be a fake now. That shit really shit you.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good etiquette, though, to transfer to the streets? Don't reach over my food.
I don't think it's a big deal if you're on the streets because you're around people that don't understand, so it's not a disrespect. You don't use bad in jail because it's disrespect.
I think people don't like you reaching over their food out
See,
here.
I don't
either.
really give a fuck.
I don't. I think people don't
me
like
personally,
that.
I don't give a fuck. In jail, I would do it because I know.
I believe that people don't like it, but I believe that there's a lot of people that's not mindful of it.
You know what,
and
though?
they just do it.
When you know what I know, like far as bacteria, I don't give a fuck about that. You know, a human's got 5 pounds of bacteria on them. You know that? You know, humans don't have
ain't know
smell.
that.
Look, this I'm telling you, this science.
Humans don't have no smell at all. Every time you smell anything on a human, it's bacteria. We don't have no smell at all. I mean, period. I mean, so like, when I know shit like that, when you know my food, it ain't about like you making it mess dirt. I mean, it's just about like it's just disrespect. I mean, I ain't supposed to let that slide in jail, but like, I mean, when it comes to dirtiness, you can't. We don't. There's stuff having babies on us right now. Your navel got like 16 billion worth of, different stuff in your navel.
Even our skin.
My navel, it's crazy because we, past episode, we had talked about where a girl mentioned something about a navel. I felt away because I'm like, my navel catch lint like a motherfucker. My navel like the lint ball buddy. That's where lint goes.
Sometimes knowing too much is like, it's not good.
Yes.
It's like if it's bad, you like, Yo,
Yeah, because what they said, like ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. So people that don't know nothing, they kind of don't
chilling.
worry about nothing.
It's crazy that y'all say that because I just seen a deep joint. I follow this page and it's always talking. It got this Indian guy. He's always talking about knowledge and all this shit. And no bullshit. He was talking about how like intelligence. You got to be mindful of your intelligence because your intelligence can turn on you.
His common sense is you got to know what you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, his common sense is crazy.
Yeah, nah, he ferocious.
But in jail, you got a lot of time to be. Especially when you young, you got a lot of energy. You want to run around, you want to do this, and you in a cell for 23 hours a day. If you don't start thinking, you'll go crazy. So so I should think about all. So what I learned how to do, I learned how to go through a whole day, and in my mind, and just have a scenario. I'm just thinking about this. I could be woke, having a whole scenario without talking, and be just in my head. Just like I had this one thing I should do, right? Like, what if I went back in year 1790 with a TV and a DVD player and some movies?
Yo, hold on. This nigga is so in tune what's going on. We got to get to something else right now.
ASAP.
We actually had a question that we wanted to ask, and it had to do with this crazy because he's kind of like going to our subjects that's written down on these joints.
Without us even knowing.
Right. And one of the questions is, if you could go back and experience, because we done talked about reincarnation and all this types of stuff, and then what he just talked about going back in time. I swear to God, I kind of daydream about dumb shit like that all the time. Like, what if I motherfucking went to like Spartan times, but I had a Uzi?
Yeah.
Like, how would they like look at me? Would I be a worship God that I could just spray this joint and lay a nigga?
Think about you thinking like that, but you got 23 hours to think about it. How deep you'll go in it. You got all the way in this shit. Like, so like, yeah.
So I want to know, is there a time period that you would want to experience? It don't even have to be a time period. It could be any event in history, moment. I want to hear from everybody, anything from history that if you could go back and be, and it don't matter. It don't got to be the greatest, most spectacular thing for you personally.
I would like the Middle Ages, like in Europe, like when they used to be going to war, like with the swords and like the Vikings and all that. Like for some reason, even though I'm black and I wouldn't be supposed to be over there, but but like I just feel like people that was gangsters back then was like really like they really was like
close combat up there, sword to sword, pause for all y'all niggas.
That's a crazy one.
You know what I mean?
Because I always think, plus I just like think that living is like so much like everybody's kind of equal to prove ourselves. As far as bravery, as far as you could be, you could become somebody if you're brave enough. If you like, whereas though you're not hindered by, like how you look and all that type of stuff like that.
So, because I think about shit like this all the time, like how far murders would be down, right? If everybody had to stab somebody, because people say guns don't kill people, people kill people, but in a sense, people with guns kill people. It take way more heart to walk up on somebody. Way more heart to walk up and stab a nigga, because you could stab a nigga and we gonna keep going. And guess what? Most likely, this knife that's yours is gonna be mine. It's our knife now, right? So now that I got the joint, you put yourself in that danger. But with a gun, you can always do this. These people that existed back in that time is literally walking up to each other.
And you gotta like feel it, like psychologically, you're like penetrating skin.
Yes.
But you know what too though? To be able to think like that and to go back in time, you gotta know about it. So you gotta read about it and learn about it. You can't think about it if you know what I mean? You ain't right. About it. So you know what I mean? That's the thing, but a lot of people don't care about history.
Right.
At all. Like they don't know nothing about history. They don't care about it at all. And I never understood how you don't care about history. Like
right. That's G shit.
Yeah, like so what I did, like I did my family joint like the past couple months, like went all the way back to 1839 so far. And it's crazy. I found a great grandma. Her name was Nigger Sanders.
Oh wow.
I don't know if they saying Niger, but I doubt they saying Niger. I mean, she mulatto. I mean, because like
was it 1 G?
Shout
or
out
2
to Monica.
And I don't know joke shit. Was it 1 G or 2 G's in her
it was
first
like
name?
Niger.
1 G.
1 G.
But I think it's that's not even a lady. Like, I'm like.
Because I'm thinking Nigeria. I'm thinking Nigeria.
Too, but I'm like, I don't know. First of all, she mulatto.
Got
so
you.
She already, somebody's been raped already over there.
So what's crazy, what he's talking about, I don't know, like I'm not knowledgeable enough to know if that's like really their name or what they found on paperwork, the way that it happened, because I did the same thing. And as it was a person in their name was like literally Slave Troutman. And my family
that's their name.
Yeah, it's how it was written as their name, Slave Troutman.
Nigga, listen, I went to Myrtle Beach 2 summers ago, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, but with my kids, 2 summers ago on a vacation, and it was just me and my 2 sons, and I don't know if we took a wrong turn somewhere, but the road scared me because the road was called Plantation Drive. in South Carolina. My bad. Did I say Maryland? South Carolina.
That's my family from South Carolina.
Myrtle Beach. We went to Myrtle Beach and we took a turn somewhere where we ended up on Plantation Drive. And no bullshit. It's kind of like just sparked something in me where I was just like, oh, I instantly was like, we need to get far away from this street. I don't know what, you know.
See, I just, this is what I be doing. I be just trying to, because I think all humans like kind of connected a little bit. But I be just trying to see, like, they always say Adam and Eve. That's what they say, right? That can't be possible, right?
Based off of, I mean,
DNA
I don't want to offend people. Go
I
ahead.
mean, everybody would be related,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, so
They have their ways that they explain that
The crazy part is, and that's too deep to get into right now.
No,
but we
it's
all
no, it's not.
For me, it's not
we get into it.
We all pretty much could be.
That's crazy because that's the time that I would want to go back to.
For me,
Like the Jesus Christ
Oh,
time.
you want to go back
Well,
to
that's not the Jesus Christ time.
Well, not Adam and, but
Adam
Adam and
Eve
Eve,
is
but it goes hand in hand. Adam and Eve is the Bible.
Jesus wasn't around yet. Jesus wasn't there yet.
Jesus Christ is way.
You just want to drink wine. You just want to drink wine.
No, I
little
want to
freaky
see. I want to see some water turn to wine and do a sure shit.
Oh shit.
So you gonna just tell me that's Adam and Eve and then we not related? Like how can you explain that to me as just common sense?
Right.
Now, I'm not saying it's not true. I don't know. But I mean, it's common sense. How can you, like for instance, they might say something like,
How can you what? Have sex with your brother?
No, say it's Adam and Eve.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That means
we all be related. Like if they said that's the first two people,
Yeah.
it had to be more than two people like at the beginning. I mean, somebody that made us. I mean, first of all,
aliens.
No. They saw Adam and Eve. Was they Neanderthals? Because Homo sapiens was after Neanderthals.
Yeah.
So Adam and Eve they
Well, they said that
Those were
Neander.
the retarded babies.
Oh no! Wait! Hold on! She about to get us canceled. she started thinking too much like GB.
So when you start using common sense mixed in with the stuff,
Yeah.
like what's the guy that did evolution?
Darwin.
Darwin. So
Yeah.
Darwin say, all right, the evolution. Like, he never say like how. Even if you say stuff got to change, who's making the change? Who's
Right.
changing? You're not like evolution. Don't really matter. It don't work. I mean, you're saying that you see what's happening, but like who's doing? Somebody's got to be doing
Yeah.
it.
Didn't Neanderthals and human beings exist at the same time?
Yeah,
though?
for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, but so Adam and Eve was Neanderthals.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it was a human before Neanderthal too.
Hey, think about it. Half
They're
the
what?
time.
I'm 17%. You could
Oh,
23andMe.
so no, real shit. But they say this is just true.
People with red
White
hair.
people.
Yeah.
Listen, it says more
My dad
white people.
said
They come back with
50%
Neanderthal
Yeah,
DNA.
Anybody with red hair got Neanderthal in them.
I'm 17%.
But Neanderthal,
She represent.
Neanderthal was like, but that's what I always say. Like, well, so if God made Neanderthals first, like well, I ain't make them too good. Let me make somebody else.
Let's go.
Did he make a mistake?
And also, does he
I'm
get to the
just saying,
point?
like,
Also, does he get to the point like these humans, these niggas ain't cutting it either?
These dinosaurs dumb as shit. We gotta get rid of them. Who made? I don't know why I was doing. I made them. I was drunk that night. Let's get them out of here.
That's why he wiped them out with the ark.
Guess who's next? Niggas
all
on
this time making
TikTok.
dinosaurs, right? That's why I say I don't think
Because
God made us.
dinosaurs around right now wouldn't
I
work,
say,
right?
I don't think God made us.
So who you think made us?
Whoever made the people that God made the people that made us. I think we
Okay.
stepped from God. I think.
Like aliens or
I think
something.
we like a prize. We not really.
Was a project
Yeah, we like a prize. We like.
that kind of failed.
As soon as they get,
Dinosaurs wouldn't work right now.
as
is
soon
what
as they
you-
get tired of us, it's so
We're
easy to
gonna
just
kill
put
each other out
a little
eventually.
disease out to kill us all. It's
Oh,
so
no,
easy,
yeah, they
so
can
easy to
just-
wipe us out. Like we not.
There's other
Well, they
worlds.
well they
But that was
wiped
the
out.
ark, the Noah's Ark. He wiped us all away.
Listen, stop, son.
Hey,
Listen.
listen.
He
'cause
messed up.
You mentioned something crazy to me, right? Dinosaurs wouldn't work right now just operating with civilians.
They take too
walking
big,
around, right?
They take up too much space. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, but some stuff like crocodiles, alligators, sharks, stuff that barely changed. Oh, I got that right. Keep that the same. These humans way better. They smart. They can make stuff. Oh, let me keep them for a while longer.
So the chain kind of worked.
It's like so you making mistakes, but they say God is.
Whoa, keep them a while longer. No, some of these things was walking around a long time before they got clipped. Because in the grand
It's a long
scheme
time
of
to
the
us.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We might not be here that long. He might be like, these niggas
we
is
ain't been here
ass too.
long yet.
Yeah, he about to clip us too.
Yeah, we not
He
here.
should have been clipped us.
No,
What?
I think they're gonna make us do something a little bit
I
different.
don't think he should clip the Devinwade Show.
I think they should clip
Nobody to affiliate with
Yo, let me
this
say how dumb,
because
listen, how dumb,
Could
this
you
how dumb we
imagine
are.
us being the only
We so
people
dumb,
alive?
listen, as a human beings, we so dumb we can't even say like, let's just love each other and just don't doing the stuff we do.
Yeah, there's
Right.
not
like
only that, but
Hitler
because you
and, like,
think how you
Russia,
think and we
so-
think how we think, we actually giving you your flowers. There's no need to cut us off or kill this right
No,
here.
I'm just saying like it's like we so stupid we can't even figure it out.
Right.
As humans, we can't figure it out. You know what I mean, like we just like we can't like I mean, it's just like it's so like it takes common sense, but like we not. So imagine whoever made us like these niggas is crazy. Like they all crazy. Like just kill. I mean, so when they gonna kill us all, they're not gonna just kill white people or black
That's
people. They're gonna kill
crazy.
everybody.
Yo, that's crazy. I just said it because he had me feeling like we were just being ran by puppets.
No,
We
but
like
we
puppets,
are
but
because
they
we think we got.
White
So
niggas
can
out.
I ask you a question? So do you think okay, the people that created us, who do you think essentially are those people? Do you think it's the aliens?
Yep. I think it's aliens.
I believe so too, because recently I was just on a family vacation. My uncle was just telling me how in Florida they just seen all these UFOs. It was so many, you know, and then the people were calling the police and they were literally telling them like, y'all seeing shit. But it's like, I feel like they know.
Do you see that? Do you see the ship that come down that dropped the other alien ships off like a big long tube?
Yes.
Yo, he on some shit right now.
No,
Go ahead, bro.
It's like showing you like they never talk to us.
Yep.
But no, you guys know they not God or nothing because they be crashing. Crashing UFO, like what the fuck is you drinking? Like what are you doing? So you're not God, like so. Maybe it's not an all-being person at all. Maybe somebody just smarter than us. A God is to me. To an ant, I'm a God. You know what I mean? So like God might just be anything. Anything smarter than us it could be a God. If somebody could fly down here and fly and talk to you, like oh the fuck, this might be God right here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we don't really know what God even consists of. Like I mean, we don't know.
Well, that goes back to the first thing that you said is if God could talk directly to you, basically anything that's smarter than us would be able to masquerade as ultimate God.
Yeah.
Like even if they came back and could just do crazy shit and said, listen, we are God. This is what we are the biggest. We wouldn't be able to see past them.
But you know the thing that had me perplexed, that had me just like when I was a kid, like couldn't figure it out. Time. Like, all right, I was like, dad, my dad made me, his dad made him, his dad him, and go all the way back. Who made him? All right, God made him. All right, who made God? So is God always here? Because you can't just come out of nowhere. So maybe God don't exist really. I mean, time don't exist really. Time is like time don't matter. It don't even matter to us.
Time doesn't exist.
But they say time doesn't exist.
I just recently seen that, and it's crazy that you said because I just seen that somewhere like the day before yesterday, and I'm not gonna say that that's the first time I seen it, but that's the first time I seen it that made me feel like, what does that mean?
See, when you got time in
I'm
jail,
big on like time.
When you got time in jail, you got time. Time mean a lot to you. So you start thinking about time. You like the time. Time is like. Time is deep, but you can't see it. You can't. If we never took dates or we didn't age, we wouldn't.
But they believe that time is affected by gravity, all types of things like that.
I
Like
don't think so.
But that's one of the theories.
I think time. We don't care about time because we got a limited time to be here, and we grow old. And we didn't grow old. We was the same. We probably want time. What we care about time for? You know what I mean? Like I think, but you got to think about it. Well, something had to come first, but it can't be at first if it's something because you never can't come out of nothing.
So all right. So look. So what I'm gonna tell you is. This it's too much for this podcast, but time could be a real thing, right? Time could be if you want to call it a real thing, if this in itself is a simulation.
Yeah.
So if we're inside,
I think this is.
So if this is a simulation, then in our world here, time is real.
It is real.
Also, what would make that happen is that's why time travel would be real. It would be basically like if you the simplest way is if you played a video game, right? If you played a video game and even afterwards you beat the game, you could always go back to the old levels. So basically it would be like if this is a simulation and we're here, we could really go back to the old levels. We just don't know how to go back to the old levels yet. It's some more other type shit.
But what if niggas ain't never beat like they was ass and they ain't never beat no levels? They can't do shit. They just die, right? Game over.
That's a theory.
So then that's when you get reincarnation. You come back in and you try it again.
Respawning.
Most people that get reincarnated, people that die from a tragic incident, like a car crash, a shot, shooting.
Yeah.
Because everybody don't think
Hold on.
And I feel, and it's just my opinion, I feel that in that situation, it would be like for the people that passed, but almost like it wasn't their fault.
Well, it wasn't their time neither.
Hold on. But what about this?
Either.
Isn't it possible that, all theoretical, though the difference is if you pass peacefully in your sleep, you don't think about it as much. Not that they're not everybody could be reincarnated, but when something that tragic happens, it's almost like that. It's almost like PTSD in the next joint. It's like something like it was such a dramatic thing that took place.
Everybody say they got near-death experiences. They always say I didn't want to come back. So being reincarnated might not be a good thing. You might come back like, damn, I got to do this again. You know what I mean? Like
but you could come back and do this again and be in a better situation.
But just imagine you're a spirit. You can't be sick. You could be anywhere at once.
Your spirit's you still have that trauma.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying, but like you don't have none of this stuff don't matter to you because you're in a whole different type of situation. I mean, you can see people without, because you see the kids that can see without seeing, like using their eyes.
Yeah.
You see that? People can see. You don't need your eyes to see. You don't need your ears to hear. So whatever your spirit is, you can do everything we're doing now, but plus some. So why would you want to come back here? Like, I mean,
if you could do it already.
Yeah, you can do it already without being sick, no problems, no sadness, nothing. I mean, everybody that say they almost died. When I almost died, I ain't feel none of this stuff. But I mean, they say when people always say I didn't want to come back, and like I just feel like I see my family. Like, I mean, so it's like, Who want to come back to this? And no matter how good, they're gonna die too. You can wait for them. They're gonna come. They got 70 years, even if they're a baby. They on their way. I mean, so it's like coming back might be like you don't know it, but it might be punishment. No, you gotta go back.
It's like your hell.
So that's where it comes back to like time doesn't exist.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So like if you think about it like that, like
for us to do, but I think in
another realm, it really does.
So what he's saying is basically that in that sense, time is just a construct.
Right.
You know why? Because think about if you got a room that's empty, and nobody never went in that room. It's never a day you're gonna go in that room. It's gonna be a glass of water in it. I mean, unless somebody put it in there. I mean, so I'm like, well, how can something come from nothing? Like God must have always been.
Yo, so look, I know. Listen, man. I appreciate. I just want to say all the smart people that still tapped into the show.
You know what
I salute y'all.
Why they are? Because most people, even the person that's dumb, they had thoughts, the time that passed by. They leave it alone.
No, so it's something more than that, right? You know how they say something like if a tree falls in a forest,
does anybody hear it?
Does anybody hear it? It's possible that
they hear it now.
It never, but that it doesn't. It doesn't fall in the forest. And the way you could look at that, it goes back to like video games, right? So when you think about something and rendering, when you're looking at something in that game, when you're walking around in that room to save data, sometimes the parts that's outside of your peripheral vision is actually nothing. It doesn't formulate until you get there to save data. This construct that we're in right now,
we're doing that?
it's very, very possible. No, hold on. But that's too deep. Listen, my nigga, we gotta
It's proven.
We could go deep without going.
You know what I'm talking about?
Called scuba diver deep. So it's very, very possible that the experiences and things that you take into these receptors at this moment is a way of actually saving data. So in that room that nobody is in right now, nothing is in there.
Until you go in there, look.
It appears in there when we go look at it. The same way they have these similarities with atoms and things like that.
Can you say one thing to him? Just like it's been proven.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. Yes.
Can you share with me after the show how
You listen, yo, for the listeners again. We done with dumbing shit down. We want people to get smarter.
Yeah.
So
I mean, because it's not like we went to school for this. It's just like
it's information that's out there.
When we go deep, just go throw your wetsuit on and get with us, man.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to thank everybody that sits that's really there and still thank for coming on, because I'm like, damn, yo, when talking to the nigga off camera, sometimes I'll be like, I wish I would have left the fucking I wish I would have recorded this nigga, because most of the time people is going to want to hear the other stories. But here at the Devinwade Show, we like to show different angles of everybody, man, and hopefully the people at home can appreciate that and pick up other things about the people.
You don't gotta say hopefully. You know why? Because everybody's gonna die. No matter what your religion is, you're gonna die. No, whether you're 15 or 18, whether you're 15 or 18 now, you might not care about it. You're 18 now, but if you start being 40, 50, you start caring about what happens when you die. And if you don't want to talk about it because you're scared of it, but it's coming. You know what I mean? So like, don't you wonder like what's gonna happen? Every person had to wonder. Every person. It don't matter.
Like, where am I gonna go? Is there a place we're gonna go?
When you live in a place that you might die soon,
but a lot,
really.
Some people they don't wonder because
they
whatever
they don't tell you that they wonder. They wonder.
I think they don't.
It's
wonder.
not possible not to wonder.
No. I think some people are completely sold on whatever they was taught was going to happen.
They still wonder.
They know.
You know why they wonder? When they go to a funeral, they're like, I went to a funeral today when my uncle died today. I mean, his funeral was today. So when you go to a funeral, like you look. So the first thing you do as a human being, you look in the casket. My turn's coming. I don't care how you dumb, smart. You look at even if you got a third grade education, you're retarded almost. You look in that casket. My turn's coming. I wonder where he's at. Or something like.
Or is he still around?
Something along them lines. Even if you don't get complicated, you just know common sense. Say you don't know nothing about school, nothing about the world. Your turn's coming. Do it hurt? What's gonna happen? You got to be scared of it because you're scared of the unknown. You know what I mean? So it's like if you don't think about that, like you're not human. You know what I mean? Now you don't got to think about it all the time.
That's deep.
But it
you're scared.
comes up.
Yeah, you're scared. You might be thinking about something else. I'm the person that think about it not because I'm scared, because I'm trying to figure it out.
You can't turn that part of your brain off.
I can't. Like, I mean, I used to pray, like, because I was born Muslim. I used to pray, and the whole time I'm praying, like, I couldn't focus on prayer. I used to think about all this other stuff, and I couldn't control it. And I was like, yo, am I retarded?
That's like, that happened to me trying, like, when people kept telling me to meditate, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't turn my brain off.
I can't. And it'd be like...
So how do y'all sleep at night? Do you turn your brain off?
I don't sleep at night.
No, hold on. You want to know the worst thing? The worst thing that could happen to me is me realize I'm thinking before I go to sleep. Like if I start thinking about it, I'm fucked.
Yeah, that's how you.
I'm talking
That's
about.
why don't they think that ADHD kids are like really actually smarter than
hyperactive,
Yeah.
brain
Man.
hyperactive. Yo, I'm talking about I'll lay in the bed and once I realize I have to just fall asleep. If I think about falling asleep, it's a fucking rap.
I can't meditate
torture.
either.
What
It's
you gotta
torture.
do? What you gotta do is go get some of that cannabis I've been telling you about. That's gonna get a whole lot better.
First
But
off, no, because last time I dealt with that, I went to a different dimension, and
Right.
it was
You
like
wasn't here.
Listen, I ate weed.
that's what I'm saying. That happened to me, bro. Worst
I
thing.
ain't talked for like 16 hours.
Worst.
You ain't
Worst.
what?
Talk.
you was
I couldn't
mute.
talk. I was just thinking all this shit. Couldn't talk.
I had the scariest
I couldn't-
experience
I would,
ever.
I would not
You was
talk.
mute. You
She was
went
asking me
mute.
questions. I was like, wouldn't
You
talk.
were
What was it that you ate?
Like candies and some.
It was a nerd rope that I ate.
Hey, candies. I had like the fire energy drink within it, and I was like, I went to sleep for like a long time. Woke up and I was on the plane. I wouldn't talk. She's like, yo, he won't talk. She got a tape of it. She asked me stuff. I was like, and I wasn't doing it on purpose. Like, was really, but I felt, and I really didn't care about nothing.
Oh
feel
no,
like,
I was scared to
I feel like I
death.
didn't care. I feel like I didn't have no worries. I feel like but I felt lazy.
Mm.
I felt really lazy. Like, and I had no worries. I was like, I don't feel like doing nothing. Like, I just feel like. I said that weed ain't for me. I think.
Hey, listen, I want to kind of like I want to ask something. It's just for me, right? Just did you have anything on?
No,
it?
go do your thing.
Yeah, because I want to switch. I want to just switch something, right, real quick. This just spur of the moment shit. But recently, I seen, I follow. Of course, I follow you. I follow Free, and I seen Freeway talking about they was on a tour, and he was just saying like that the tour. No matter how good the tour is going, shout out to the whole State Property, Beanie Siegel, my dog, PD Crack, everybody. But he made an important caption about it. He said that no matter how many shows they do or where the tour goes, it would never be the same feeling until without you. He said it was a missing member, and of course they was talking about you. And he said, and then you came back, because I was tuned into the whole shit, the whole thread. And you came back with a comment and you dropped some shit about, just, I ain't worried about the past. I got, a lot of shit going on. And it was a positive comment to me.
It was.
And I just want to ask for the people, that's out there, because that was something that I came across my eyes. And I'm tapped into it, and I'm a State Property fanatic. I want to know for the people, will we be able, in no time limit on it, but will we see Oschino with
It's
State
not
Property?
like I'm like against doing it. It's just like it was just like see. It was like the worst thing that could happen to me happened to me. My son dying. I mean, it's like the worst thing that ever could happen to me. It's nothing that could be worse than that. I mean, so sometimes, some days I'll be real sad, and when I'm real sad, I don't want to bring somebody else's energy down. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be around somebody sad. I mean, I'm just.
You mentioned that. You said something.
So people think like, oh, he's mad at this and that. They just talking trash in my joint. Like no, it ain't. Because we made up. Once I make up with you, if I said we made up, we made up. I don't play around. You know what I mean? Like because I'm beef with you, you know how I go. I mean,
That's right.
I don't care. I mean,
That's right.
So we cool. All of us cool. Like it's just like this thing is that when you start thinking about stuff that's deep, money and shows and music and stuff, it's like don't really mean nothing no more. So I'm not pressed to like. I mean, it's like it's hard to tell somebody that's like you want with the money. You don't want. Of course, we want money, but it's like it's not. You lose your kid. You wonder where they are.
Right.
I mean, and stuff like that. It's like you don't really care about like being on the stage. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could do it if you feel like it. I mean, the time will come when I want to. I mean, but I do stuff that make me just feel better now. Like I be painting, and I live by myself. So like, I mean, it's like I be by myself a lot. You know what I mean? And I got to think about this. You know what I mean? It's like you losing somebody that my son. If he got a paper cut on his hand, he crying. I hurt my finger. So for him to die, how you die, like it make me feel so mad. Like if it's a guy, whatever, it make me mad, and it make me feel like. Why me? Because I could have just rather just me got died than that happened. I mean, just let me just die so I don't gotta feel this. I mean, because I know everybody say, well, everybody dies, though. I say, yeah, everybody dies, but no, everybody don't have to see their child die.
Right.
Your mom died, you're like, oh, yeah, my mom died. I'm sad, but my mom's supposed to die before me. But your kid dies, like, I mean, then tragically, it's like, if you really love them, if you really love somebody like hard, you're not gonna be the same.
And I think, now salute to you, and I definitely agree with you on all of that. And I think as we get older, right? We tap more into life, right? And what this actual life is about. Even if we're not talking about the here and after. We're not talking about another one if it come after this. We're talking about this one right now that we're doing. So I think as we get older, right? Because you just mentioned that, your focus, and at one point you was probably thinking tours, celebrity,
But
big
everything I was doing
people.
was to leave it to him.
Right. See,
So if everything I'm doing is to leave it to him, he's not here, what is the use of you doing it?
that's heavy. That's heavy.
I mean, like, what you want, a car? You want to stunt? Like, you don't care about that kind of stuff no more.
And that shit just make you tap back into life because now my son is gone. Now my son ain't here.
You gotta find like your own purpose again. Like your purpose was
I
your
never
son.
knew my purpose at all. Period. My only purpose was my kids. Like that my purpose. Like because for me it's like you get when you kind of smart, you get tired of stuff fast. Like I told my homie, like I remember I had to put the Jaguar, the XK, like I was hyped, hard top, had white rims on it, right? And once I drove it every day for a while, like it became just a car to you. So you might kill somebody something to get this car, like, but then you see people in jail like got locked up in the 80s that did all this stuff to get that old car, like this car's trash now. You went to jail to get it, but humans, you can invest in the human, they never go out of style.
Some people cannot. Oh my God, say that one more time.
You can invest in the human, they never go out of style. A car go out of style. Clothes go out of style. You can invest in somebody that's a kid right now, and they never will go out of style.
So do right by people.
Yeah, I mean, and you really could change somebody's life without even money. Just show, like, some people, if you just show them that you care a little bit, like the teacher named Mr. Sanchez just told me I could be anything. He the first person who told me this. I was like 16 years old, and I started believing it. I never even thought about I could be anything. That's not even a thing. Because you never thought of the idea.
And you know it affected him because he brought up Mr. Sanchez when he was here before. So it's like
And
this
I never
is a
seen him
person
no more.
and he know that name off top. This is what it is, man.
Because you made an impact in his
You know
life.
what? I used to be in a hole, right? In the hole back then on the juvenile block. You in the back of the jail, back in the back. He used to walk back there after work. Mind you, the block is long. For him to even care, for him to leave, he just leave out the door. Then he had to walk all the way back and then talk to me for like 20 minutes before he go off work. Every time, like, I mean, and that's like, the first thing I'm thinking, like, why you doing this?
Right.
Like he up to something. Like, I mean, that's how the hood had you. Like, I mean, when then I start seeing like there's no motive. Like, and I start trusting what he say, and he told me like he could be anything. And I know he was just saying it. He probably didn't think that it'd be like echoing in my head, and I started having like maybe I can be something. At first, like
Maybe he did know it though.
I mean, maybe he did.
Yeah, maybe he did, bro.
It's so funny. He gave me a book called Red Badge of Courage, and he gave it to me. And he didn't believe I read it.
I think that people like that, and not only that, but they specifically put in our lives.
Yeah, they're not by mistake. They're not by
Right,
mistake.
they not by mistake. They specifically put in our lives because I've had teachers, right? I remember Mr. Braswell at Morgan Village. My behavior wouldn't let me go on ski trips, but he told me every year. He
I don't
said,
think
bro,
nothing by mistake.
he said, just try. I'm going to get you on ski trips because I know what you're trying to do. I had a teacher named Miss Deegan. She became a Camden County freeholder. She came to visit me in jail, juvenile jail. She came to visit me on a weekend. My teacher, my fucking reading teacher from Camden High.
It make a difference.
Like, it just, for me, for years when I was in that system, lost and going back. I wouldn't even listen to my fucking mom and dad, right? My people who gave me birth and was fucking the people who, just designed to fucking guard me and raise me. I wouldn't even listen to them. But that teacher stood out to me throughout the years. Like, why this stranger did all this shit?
But when you're a kid, don't got nothing, you get to see the worst in people because they don't got to fake it in front of you. They treat you how they really are. And you get to see adults is like, wow, like you like, that means I'm doing some diabolical stuff. Like you like, damn, like, and you really get to see that some people just evil. Some people just evil. Like it don't even matter. Like it's just even because whatever they went through or whatever they get to blame it on that. But like some people just evil.
Yo,
like, I mean,
so the thing I told you about earlier when I was saying that I got into an argument about people are who they are for we got here, that's actually how the argument started. Was somebody said that nobody is just evil or whatever.
That's not true.
And I said, and I was the person that said, nah, some people are bad people.
Take Ted
You know what I'm
Bundy.
saying?
Ted Bundy life was perfect for. I mean, no abuse, no nothing.
Perfect on paper.
No, I'm saying, but I'm saying, no abuse that you could think of that happened to him.
Some
My
people
thing
are
is this.
bad, man.
Just think
You
about
think they were born evil?
Of course.
Yes.
My thing is this. If you
Yes.
listen,
I don't know.
listen,
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you why. You got a girlfriend and a girl that you love with a daughter that you love. You want to be a family with them, but you gotta go ahead and kill these three girls that didn't do nothing to you at all. You gotta bash their head and then bite them and stab them because you can't help. That's you evil. That's the definition of evil. If you know, mind you went to school for law, so you know that's wrong. You know you might go to jail, you might lose your life, but the type of appetite for it is so strong for you. Like for instance, it was a sailor, a Marine. He came home from the Marines. He had two daughters. He was a pedophile. He was a pedophile. He wasn't sure. He said he was in the Marines for 11 years, so he came home. He's like, he thought he was cured for it. He said he start feeling himself creeping down to his daughter's room. Like he said, every day I get closer and closer. So he hung himself and wrote a letter to his wife. Like, yo, before I molest my kids, I want to kill myself. That's let you know you're not even in control of your own self. No, even if though you know the consequences of it and everything, like that's a sort of an evil, the evilness in you that you can't even help it.
The argument that I was using was I was trying to explain how many people, like, twins, like if you're biological twins that look exactly the same, you got the same DNA. Like you have the same DNA. You have the same DNA, right? So you commit a crime, the other motherfucker get caught. They go to jail for your shit. There's literal evil twins is a real thing where one nigga really do murders and all this crazy shit. The other one is nothing like that. And there was even a case where a motherfucker sat in jail. Well, probably happened more than that.
I know a twin that got this in jail for his twin brother.
In jail for
they all got different fingerprints though, right? Like that's true, right?
But sometimes they don't have fingerprints.
Twins.
DNA evidence is stronger than
But I'm saying like you can have the same DNA someone, but different fingerprints, right? Okay.
I don't even know nothing about the fingerprint part with identical twins.
Like that's another reason why I was kind of talking about how your two brothers went to jail.
The cousins,
So,
because
like you guys grew up in the same household though. Like you can be raised the same, but you're gonna go through different shit throughout your life in that same environment. You're gonna see different things, say different things. Little shit is gonna make you turn different paths.
Before you even get to go outside, you can be in the house. Before you even go outside, you be different. Before you even leave outside,
so this is what I'm about to say. So sometimes the reasons why people say they do something will be the reason why I don't do something, right? So a motherfucker will be like, right, the reason I do drugs is because my mom did drugs. Right. And I'll be like, and the reason why I don't do drugs is because my mom did drugs. The reason why I don't do this is because of this. So I remember somebody I knew that used to beat their girl up, used to watch their mom get beat up, right? And he said the reason why he do that is because he grew up in the house watching that. Where when I saw that in my crib, I said, I'll never be a nigga like this. So the thing is, the same circumstance could make us decide totally different things, but we both experience the same shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Like you've been here before. Like I'm saying, because if you're 3 years old and y'all both 3 and y'all act so totally different, and y'all don't even know that much to have no opinion about nothing. And y'all so different. It's like, where you get it from?
It's true. It's true. You know how I know it's true? Because and this is, I know it's funny, y'all gonna laugh, but for real, my dad, like, when I was young coming up, like I just felt like they used to try to like do what they do on the low, whatever, late night coming, because he used to drink a lot, go out to clubs, come on, and they'd get it in. And sometimes I used to know like they getting it in. And I used to be like, yo, I used to be like, no, I'm gonna do that. Because it was like a good thing.
How old was you?
Man, I was like 8, 9.
Freaky young boy.
Yeah. No, I was freaky, but my dad come on punish shit. I'm like, I want to punish shit too.
But it's crazy because one of my cousins, who had different struggles with a lot of things that happened with us growing up or whatever like that, right? One day he had like a heart-to-heart with me. And the thing that he said that it was something that bothered him about me. He said that he didn't like the fact that we experienced things from like the same perspective. Like he was right there. We saw certain things and he felt like he didn't understand why I turned out the way that I turned out and he turned out the way that he turned out.
Because you didn't experience every single thing together.
But even the things that he complains about, and I'm not saying they're not valid complaints.
That made him...
No, like where he be like, man, it wasn't meant for us to go do this. And I would be like, I know that we would do that, but it doesn't bother me.
That's not true. It's people that stuck together. Siamese twins that stuck together. That's different.
That's the deepest it can get.
Y'all stuck together. Everything y'all experience is the same.
But
and they all the way different.
But they're two different
Niggas
individuals.
But what I'm saying is
not physically stuck.
No, I'm talking
like physically stuck, bro.
Stuck together. Physically, their shoulders.
A parent could have been harder on the one. They could have had a favorite one, and then that would have like detrimental.
No.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is one could be stupider than the other. So that I'm constantly calling you dumb and you smart. You're gonna.
If one's stupider than the other one, that mean they been before. So when they came here the first time, the one was dumber than the other.
Hold on.
So listen,
y'all talking about some crazy shit.
No, because we're really trying to show that no matter how close the thing, because he would name a specific thing, like we shouldn't have been put in that situation, and it's like I remember that, and yeah, that happened, but
after
I get
that,
it.
you could have went to a church service or something that changed your whole.
It's not. It just when it happened, it just didn't affect me
way
the same way. It just didn't bother me to commit that particular act of violence. When he did it, he felt the way about it forever, and I didn't.
I seen a skit.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I seen a skit where y'all making me think about the skit I seen where it was about two brothers, right? Stuck together. One was gay, the other one wasn't.
I'm done. I know what he's talking about.
One was gay, the other one wasn't. And I was looking at this skit, and one brother was mad as hell.
Because they shared one asshole.
Yes.
I mean, it had to be if that's the way it was set up.
They had to fight.
With one arm and piece.
So was the person gay in another lifetime? Would that be your
or
answer?
maybe he might have been a woman in a different lifetime.
That's crazy.
Oh, that is crazy.
Shit was just, I was just like, yeah, I'd be mad as hell too.
Remember, only difference between a man and a woman, like if you see our skeleton, you can't really tell. Like, I mean, it's just because, like, it's just.
No, my femur is different than yours.
You know, you see what I sent you to drawing with people that turn boys at 12 years old?
Oh yeah, so that was some
What is it?
other shit.
It's
Send them
the village.
send
We need
them
a
to
group
it.
chat. We need a group chat.
Tell the people at home what they could go look up. Go ahead.
They call it ceviches or something like that. They call it something like they.
And tell them where it's happening at.
It's coming a couple. It ain't in America. I think it's like Cuba and like
Dominican Republic.
But what is it? What is it?
They be girls till they 12.
They what?
They be girls until they 12, and then they 12, they penis grow.
Huh?
They be girls. They be girls until they 12.
Hold on. But what was they born as?
They born as girls.
They born as girls, so they got a coochie.
Girls got they got
But
a
don't
coochie.
we all
No,
have
but you gotta understand the vagina can turn into
Hold
a penis.
on.
We all start
I'm
off
just
as a
all
woman.
fucked up now.
As a no.
Nah, but y'all getting me mad.
we start
Listen,
off as a female.
listen, y'all confusing me and y'all
We start
fucking
off
me
as a
up.
female, then it turns into
okay,
a
my
penis.
bad.
Nah, but I
So we
told.
all start off as a
But
as
this
a
one is
female.
delayed like 12 years late.
And they turn what they call it puberty come it grows.
I don't like it. I don't like it because I've
like it
talked
either.
about.
I think it's GMO.
You know why I don't like it? Because I've talked
said
about
GMO.
on previous shows. I've talked about when a girl clit be like a little too big and it look like a little meat, right?
No, I got showed that.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. We want y'all with pussies, with boxes. Like we
So
don't
you
want
wouldn't
y'all.
mess with anybody with a bigger clit?
I have a bigger
How
clit.
would you
Well,
big?
first of all,
Like there's like
Mine's
they
like
took
a little penis.
No, they took my innocence by showing me this one porno where the girl was actually like having sex with another woman with her like her
Wait.
clit
Hold
was
on.
like,
Who took your
Listen.
innocence by showing you this? Who?
Naya.
Monica,
Shut up, Anaya.
listen, Monica, I'm gonna let you know we need it to be fucking clit size. I don't want to go down
It
there.
was like a pinky.
I don't want to go
It was
to
like a
eat no.
pinky.
I don't want to get to eat no pussy, and it's reminding me of anything compared to a dick or anything in the
But-
area.
That's
but-
discriminating. You can't
But
discriminate.
like you gotta think about this. Like for instance, a person that want to become a woman, right? You gotta know that for a man that want to be a woman, you gotta know they really believe that. They cut your penis off and all that.
Yeah,
You gotta-
cut your meat.
It's not a game for them. Like it's like they know I'm a woman. Like this is just what. So like, where did that come from? You know what I mean,
Having the X and
to
Y
a regular
chromosomes.
man, that's like devastating. Like what the fuck? Like you can cut what? You gonna do what? But for a person like to do that, like you gotta understand, like they they might have been a woman before. You never. So we don't know nothing about ourselves. So you can't say what it is. You don't know what it is. You know what I mean, we always quick to point out. You know what I mean, instead of saying I'm happy it's not me, we rather talk about the person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, but it's like instead of saying I'm glad that ain't me, because imagine if you wake up every morning, you feel like your name is Belinda. Or some
I'm
shit like that.
gonna tell you what though, because I respect it and I understand it 1,000 and trillion% that we don't. It's a lot. I believe it's a lot of shit we
because
don't
you know
know.
they made a mistake on you.
But what I will tell
You know why I
you
say
is
they made
that
a mistake on you? Because a coochie and the penis go together perfectly. Like it's a perfect thing. They whoever made us, it's like your tongue. They put they had to give you no taste buds for you to taste food. They could just made you eat it. No, you got to eat it. They gave you taste buds to make sure you like it. I mean, he made it feel good when you had sex. Like somebody, whoever made us, they kind of like us a little bit, or they made us want to have sex.
I guess.
They make it feel good because I want to make them have sex.
they teased us.
I mean, so like that's why I say we got free will. You got to have sex. You can't really got free will to not have. I mean, it's like we think we got free will. I don't think we really do. I think we do to a certain extent. We can say, all right, I'm gonna run this red light or I'm not. That's probably as far as it go. That's far as it go. But we don't got no control over nothing.
Yeah.
That's cheap shit.
But throwing your meat away is
whoever
that's
your
a
girl
crazy.
is, whoever your girl is, just think about your girl. Wherever you met her, I don't care where you met her at. If you'd have left the house maybe an hour later or an hour earlier, you probably wouldn't have met her. I mean, but it was meant for you to meet her. And then if you don't meet her, you don't got your kid. Whatever kid you got.
Listen. I spoke about that when I talked about like just certain times when you meet somebody and you don't know when you're gonna see them again. You never know if you might see them again,
The
or you might
algorithm,
not.
the algorithm
You
is
gotta
there.
go when you supposed to go. and when you feel like it's a go, like I don't know, so I'm going right now.
Man, why we think we got free will though?
Yeah, real
Because
shit.
it's more comforting for people to think that they're behind the steering
Oh,
wheel.
you can watch BET or you can watch VH1. But that's as far as it goes. You don't have free will over. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't even know you can't even control when you're gonna die. You can't control when you're going. When you right now, you could get sick. You don't even know. It's nothing you can do. You can't control it. So if you don't have no control, you got to understand that you're not nobody. You only got control of your own life.
Listen, listen.
He's saying be humble.
Listen, hold on. OSCHINO just took us down a dark path.
No,
and guess
really.
what? But guess what? I'm going to leave y'all there. Because this thing with OSCHINO and the wild thoughts.
You gonna have y'all Google
this,
it.
No. This thing can go on. We definitely gonna have OSCHINO back. We definitely over time. But I'm glad
Man,
that y'all.
OSCHINO is a new member. He like the motherfucking fourth. Listen, the Devinwade Show with OSCHINO, nigga. Just look for the episodes, nigga.
Listen, because OSCHINO, man, he bringing these different perspectives, and I just like a person that's willing to challenge different thought processes, and also is humble enough to say, I don't know. I don't know is the best fucking thing, the most intelligent thing you could say is I don't know. I think you start to feel when you think you got it all figured out.
You
know what I'm saying?
You want to win an argument with what you believe. You want to. But you both. You don't know for sure. You don't know what you're talking about. Like anybody that don't say they don't know, I can't even argue with them or talk to them anyway because. If you tell them you know for sure something that you can't know unless you die and stuff like that, come on, man. Like, you really is a narcissist.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. But check this out, y'all. This is what we do have free will to do. I don't need no will to tell me that it's about to be a motherfucking twerk break because I'm gonna exercise my motherfucking free will out this motherfucker.
Y'all in trouble.
You know me, don't put shit on a pedestal. Hold a grudge and I won't ever let it go. Keep it distance from me, had to let him know. Got a taste of that shit, it's incredible. When I snap, I don't post for the camera. Took a man and I know that shit damaging.
I respect everybody that used their free will to watch the Devinwade Show tonight. Keep supporting the family. Keep supporting OSCHINO. Keep supporting these twerking cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Keep supporting. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week, yo. Peace.
Where the cash at, nigga? Where the cash at? Where the cash at?